So I think I'm kind of going for a grunge, colorful, wet hair summer look. I don't even know. I just washed my hair and I did my eye makeup and it looks 80s up to the moon electric, but it matches the earrings, so I think I'm just gonna keep it. Yeah, improving the aesthetics of this channel. Hey crew, welcome to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi, your local lightworker. Welcome to a tarot and oracle pick a card reading on the topic of your body. Yes, today we are going to focus on your body, your beautiful vessel here in this world, in this incarnation at this moment in time. I'm going to put the body tarot, which I have here, in your service and try to glean as many messages as possible related to what is your body trying to tell you. Have you been going through some weird symptoms? Have you been experiencing stomach pains, back pains, headaches? Is your body trying to tell you a really important thing about your spiritual growth and development? What can you do to listen to it? I am here to provide you with as much information as possible related to this topic. So I thought it would be a good idea to give you a choice of 4 herbs. So I have here for group 1, this is the comfrey leaf. For group 2, I have here the peppermint. For group 3, I have here hyssop. And for group 4, I have sage. So these are some packages, herb packages taken from my magic witchcraft kit, which was kindly sent as a gift to my channel by the beautiful Maria Margareta, who celebrated her name's day yesterday because we had a really awesome religious celebration, Saint Mary. And yeah, it was a really cool time. I took some time off and I played Stardew Valley all day long while trying to take care of my stomach. I've been going through some really harsh stomach pains. And I basically created this reading because I was asking myself the same question. It's like, what is my body trying to tell me? Usually stomach pains are related to a blocked sacral chakra, and indeed I've been encountering so many blocks to my capacity to be creative. So I am trying to do as much creative and spiritual work in order to heal my body through this method as well, not only by taking care of my diet and making sure I'm taking the right medicine, so on and so forth. So this is in no way the only tool that you can use to heal your body. Please go and do regular checkups with your doctor. Please listen to your doctor as well. If you have a GP or a family doctor, as we like to call them here in Romania, do all the necessary things that you can do physically, pragmatically, to make yourself feel good. Try to exercise, try to have a balanced diet, try to get enough sleep, make sure that you hydrate yourself, and also take the appropriate medicine. But also, I want to give you an extra layer with this reading, yeah? So this is for your spiritual development. What is your body trying to tell you on a spiritual, soulful level? Because sometimes energetic imbalances in the body manifest physically, somatically as dis-ease. So you are taken out of your state of ease and comfort, which is the natural state of a human being. So I hope that this little disclaimer put things a little bit into perspective. I need to give this extra explanation, especially for those of you who are new to the channel. Tarot and oracle card reading, it is mostly a tool to guide you on the spiritual path. It is never the written rule. It is never a destiny that you cannot escape. You are a powerful creator and whatever you say goes. You can choose to reject these messages, you can choose to watch them just as pure entertainment, or you can take them a little bit seriously, but please don't just use only these messages to guide your life and make important decisions related to your health, okay? You know better your situation. This is a general reading. If you want to get in touch with me for specific readings related to your energy levels and body issues related to spirituality as well, feel free to get in touch with me. The second link in the description box takes you to where you need to go. So all this being said, I will tell you a little bit more about the curative properties of these herbs at your specific pile. As you know, on my channel, I live shuffle from the oracle, and I have already pre-selected, from the tarot. Oh, Mercury is still retrograde. So I live shuffle from the tarot, and I have pre-selected oracle cards over here so that we can dive straight into the messages. And if I need any clarifiers to the tarot, I just quickly can pull them out. I don't need to, spend a lot of your time through the shuffling as well, because I know that for some people that can be annoying. So I just want to give you a flow message as much as possible. I put effort into getting into a flow, getting into a state in which I feel aligned, and I can just allow my voice to take over and give you the messages that you need to hear at this point in time. I love you guys so much. The community that we have built here is fantastic. I am deeply grateful for the fact that you stood by my side, even though I was fairly absent this year due to a lot of difficult things happening in my personal life. But thank you nonetheless for being here. My loyal subscribers, you guys are phenomenal. And any new subscribers, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I promise you, you will enjoy being part of the spiritual social community. We are a lovely group of people, and we do our best to transform negativity, toxicity, and the difficult aspects of life into light, into wisdom, into peace and understanding. God bless you guys. All this being said, I hope that you have made the choice. Once again, Comfrey leaf for group 1, Peppermint for group 2, Hyssop for group 3, and Sage for group 4. Let's dive straight into your reading and figure out, what is your body, your beautiful God-given body? What is it trying to tell you at this point in time? Hi group 1, welcome to your tarot reading. So this is for those of you that were drawn to the Comfrey leaf package. I don't know why. Words seem to float in your reading. Everything is very lightweight. You could be having problems with gas in your body. It may feel weird to say this, but I will convey whatever messages I feel guided to tell you. So just intuitively, by your choice, by the energy that I just started reading, I can see that some of you may be having some issues. Maybe you were having some issues while you were flying. Something was stirred up in your body during a flight, and then when you landed, it still continues. You may be having some sort of like dizzy spells as well. So not only gas or issues with air in your body locked in places where it shouldn't be. You may be having certain problems with your vocal cords. Some of you could be having a sore throat, or you could be, do you know that situation when you drink water very quickly and then the water, instead of going down your esophagus, is just going down your air pipe, your breathing pipe? I don't know the medical term for it, but is it trachea? Sorry, I don't know the medical term, I know the folk term. Okay, so you know the feeling when you just swallow in the wrong place, right? So yeah, okay. Comfrey is a herb that I feel may benefit you in this period. I have here the guideline for what it represents. So Comfrey is a healing herb which is also particularly good at protecting travelers. There you go. Place a little Comfrey in your... Sorry, I actually spilled some... I spilled some wax, some candle wax. Okay, place a little Comfrey in your suitcases to prevent theft. Harness the magical properties of Comfrey by making a charm in order to safeguard yourself or your home from theft. And you have here the representation of the root chakra, so Muladhara, that is the red chakra. We have here the astrological signs of Capricorn and Aquarius. We also see the element of water. I feel like the issue could be related to water and air mixing. These could be the elemental imbalances in your body. Either you have, like, because you know that water and air, when they mix, you can create bubbly water, right? Sparkling water. But it could be like a really weird reaction going on in your body where water and air are not in sufficient amounts, and they tend to give you the sense of utmost discomfort. Like when you eat very fast, often you create bubbles of air in your stomach and in your large intestine, and then it really is painful to digest. This happens to me all of the time because I really don't enjoy the act of eating. I can't stand it. I love cooking, I love looking at food, I like tasting things, but like digesting and ingesting and like the whole process to me is like horrifying. I eating and being in my body sometimes it's just like, you know, because I'm a Pisces, so I'm constantly like the mind and, you know, flying above what is material. Anyway, but maybe it's because I also have a Saturn in the second house. It could be that I felt inclined to go down this rant because you may also have certain tough planets in the second house, such as Saturn, Pluto, or Mars. Pluto makes you go through these intense binges. So if you have Pluto in the second house, you are very vulnerable to binge eating. Be mindful of that. If you have Saturn there, the way in which you contain your diet tends to be either poor, so you eat too little, or the food tends to be of low quality. You may be stuck on eating certain foods that are not good for you, or you find it a hassle to eat, to actually schedule time throughout the day to eat. It's like the diet is like a hassle. It's heavy. Food for you is a heavy issue, right? And if you have Mars there, you could eat impulsively, right? You could go through moments when you're not eating anything, you're exercising, you're trying to look your best, you're super active, and then you go through moments when you're like, just, I want this, and I want this, and I want that, and I want that, and then you hurt your belly because you ate too much too quickly. You have to leave your body a couple of minutes to understand that it has finished eating, and then it actually goes into a state of satiation. If you eat too fast, you tend to overeat, and you may end up, you know, processing it the wrong way out. Anyway, so this is for you, group 1. I gave you like a little bit of an astrological and intuitive interpretation for your group. Now let's see what the body tarot has to say. I also have your oracle cards over here. Make sure to get some Comfrey, because it could really help you, especially if you are planning a trip. It is the holiday season, so if you're thinking about taking a trip to the seaside or to another country to visit a friend, or if you're planning to relocate for study or work, make sure to carry some Comfrey in your baggages, yeah? So the cards that you got are the following. We have here the Ace of Earth, and the keyword here is payoff. Then we also have the Three of Wood, and this is sadness. I'm also looking like this body tarot is gorgeous because it has the organs represented here at the bottom. So I'm looking to see if there is a pattern, if one organ stands out above the others. I have here the arteries, the High Priestess. Beautiful. And we have here the keyword mystery. So payoff, sadness, mystery. We also see here justice, fairness, and this is the stomach, of course, the boon of all of our existences. And then we have here the Six of Earth, generosity. So right off the bat, I can see you have a lot of yellow. Yeah. Some of you have been eating too many bananas. You have to let go of doing that. Your diet is far too rich in potassium. If I'm not mistaken, bananas have a lot of potassium in them, and you're kind of overdoing it. It's not good for you. You have to kind of scale back a little bit. I'm not saying don't eat bananas anymore, but just you've been overdoing it, yeah? I feel like in order for you to regulate the energy in your body, you have to start sharing your meals with other people. You are going through a period right now in which you don't know a lot of things. A lot of things are up in the air, and as I was saying this, I got like a small like node in my throat, and I felt like crying. Yeah, sadness and mystery. You may be going through the loss of something. You may feel that a part of your life that you really enjoyed is ending, and now you don't know what's coming up, you know, and you feel sad because you don't want that part of your life that you enjoyed to end, but it's naturally kind of taking you in that direction. You have to let it go. A sacrifice is required. With the High Priestess here, it would be better for you to adopt the approach of leaning back, not leaning into things so much. Study, observe, wait. I feel like this is a good period for you to do the research, to hit the books, and not to take so much action. You have to exercise a bit more patience, because I feel like you've been overdoing things. You've been maybe running around trying to finish the details of a lot of your administrative plans. Maybe you've also been kind of like, even when you are waiting, I feel like some of you have restless leg syndrome. Some of you have been smoking. I feel like these behaviors are just they are produced in your body, and they are affecting you because you live on accelerated mode. Yeah, I can feel it. I can feel it here. And you're doing this because you don't want to sit still and feel the sadness. You are very focused on the future. You're trying to uncover what the future is going to bring you, because the future is this big riddle, this big mystery, this great unknown. And you're like, I need to be prepared. I need to know what's coming up. I need to do this and this and this and that. But if only you were to just be a bit more patient and try to put your body into a deeper state of rest. You know, going into a deep state of rest is incredibly healing. That's when the medicine, the spiritual, soulful medicine comes up to the surface. Not to mention the benefits that you have when you slow down. You naturally put the body outside of a state of stress, right? So acceleration leads towards stress, which leads towards a number of physical and mental ailments. But deceleration, slowing down, being patient, allowing other people to work for you because you've already done your part, is going to help you unravel the future. So you are going to start seeing progress forward, and it will also help you enjoy the ride more. Share your food with other people, cook for other people as well. You've been holding too many things inside. You've been doing too much on your own. I also see here with payoff, you will get the desired results. All of your efforts will be met with success. So you can rest. You can rest, yeah? And you can go on your holiday, on your planned trip, knowing that things will pay off, yeah? I also feel like this is a message for those of you who have been doing some sort of blood analysis. The arteries usually transport blood in our bodies. Those of you who have had those of you who have had hand injuries. The hands are super important in this period. I'm filming this in 2024. Jupiter is in Gemini when I'm filming this, and the hands are magical. You can achieve a lot of good luck just by using your hands, just by showcasing your hands, by wearing fingers, by wearing rings on your hands. Just your hands can actually take you places this year, because Gemini rules over the arms and the hands, yeah? It's basically the body's capacity to be able to do things, right? Skills. Manipulating things. But if any of you have had any blood tests recently, the results will be okay, yeah? I also feel like if you had any hand injuries, they will heal. Some of you may have actually burned yourself while cooking, and I'm really sorry to hear that. That is such an annoying little wound to have. I constantly hurt myself when I cook, especially when I'm around the oven. So I'm actually happy I'm not a domestic housewife as a job, because I think I would just be filled with scars. I would look like Frankenstein, to be honest. But yeah, I'm just naturally clumsy, no matter how much I try to wear an apron and wear my gloves and all of those important things to protect yourself in the kitchen. The kitchen can be a wonderful place in the house. It can be very heartwarming and very calm and beautiful, but it can also be a machine that is trying to kill you. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Coming back to this, I feel like it would be good if you were to have a conversation with somebody. If you feel like you have no friends or you have no people around you to talk to you, you could at least just join a chat room or talk to a therapist online. I see here typing, and I see here you sharing a little bit about the sadness that you've been carrying, yeah? So it could be that you can take your grief to a post somewhere online. You can tell people what you've been going through, and I'm sure that you will see that some people are going to reply positively to this. I'm sure that you will see that people will say, yeah, me too. So It's also a wonderful opportunity to learn from other people how they coped with their own sadness and loss in their lives. But this is a period primarily in which, if you have been having big stomach issues, justice, fairness, yeah, it feels almost as if the stomach is processing all of these difficult feelings most of the times, because food is also imbued with certain feelings. You know, for example, when you cook when you're angry and then you eat the food and then you fire up really easily, or when you cook when you're sad and you eat the food and you feel like crying afterwards. It's important. I feel that some spiritual teachers also mentioned, I went to a spiritual convention and there was a man who was talking about the movement of the earth rotates counterclockwise. So if you look at the clock, the earth rotates exactly in the opposite of a clock. And he said it's important to think about the direction in which you stir in a pot, whether you do it in the rhythm of the world, counterclockwise, or whether you do it in the rhythm of human-made machines, clockwise. So that's also a really important way of kind of imbuing your food with certain energetic vibrations that can help you also feel replenished by the results of your own work in the kitchen. So I feel like cooking would be a really good opportunity for you to spend some time slowing down and sharing the results of your cooking with other people, even if they are hilarious, even if you feel like you're not a good cook and you burned your food. Just the act of sharing it with other people, making jokes, laughing, is deeply healing for you in this period. Let me see what your oracle cards have to say. We have here the decision. We have the embrace, and it is written, remember your primordial nature. You are a vessel. Okay, so that's why the sensitivity. We have here the sun, self-express, embody the truth. For some of you, your solar plexus chakra has been going through some issues. Yeah. All this yellow points towards and the red, right? So the root chakra and the solar plexus, you are feeling unsafe in the act of trying to express who you are. You feel like you're constantly being belittled or put down, and you feel like you're not treated with fairness. You could have been on the other end of receiving a lot of it's just horrible that this still happens, but for example, you could have been maltreated by other people in society because of your gender, because of your race, because of your political and religious opinions. Yeah, so it's kind of like you develop this attitude that it's not safe to express who I am, but on the contrary, you need to keep doing this, put effort into expressing who you are. If you are going through a particular bad day, rest, wake up in the morning and get on with it. Continue to express who you are. If people are challenging you, coming at you with violence, push them to the side, report them to authorities, take all the necessary steps to protect yourself, but do not give up. Wake up the next morning and continue to be who you are, okay? With determination and perseverance, you are going to succeed. But I see here very clearly that you need to make a decision as well. It's almost like you don't know exactly who you are. The chameleon changes temperature and also colors according to the environment in which it is. They are such beautiful creatures. I had the pleasure of seeing some of them in a very sweet zoological enclosure in Paris when I was there. And I just love them. They are so gentle, and their tiny hands, they have such tiny hands, it's so cute. And their eyes, right, they flip in all different directions. It's phenomenal. So it could be that here you should not confuse a flexible attitude towards how you style yourself or how the opinions that you have with a lack of character. It's like you have an identity, you know who you are, you know your name, you know your experiences, your memories, you are part of a given culture, even if you may not agree with it, right? You could heavily disagree with the culture that you're part of. I know for sure I am. I love certain Romanian traditions, and I'm absolutely opposed to the way this country is ruled and some of the decisions that are made. But that doesn't mean that I stop being Romanian just because I don't like the environment, right? So in this case, you also need to fall back on certain things that you came into this world with, you may reject them, but at the same time, they do anchor you in those moments when you feel like you have no idea who you are anymore. Yeah, you have no idea what to think, who to be, how to feel. Come back to these categories, okay? You know who you are. Make a decision to be this person each and every day. To a certain extent, identity is also something we practice, yeah? And oftentimes it can change. Not completely, not at the core, but certain things in our identity can change. Change is a natural part of life. So you could be quite porous, you could be absorbing a lot of messages from other people, you could be quite empathetic, and you tend to lose yourself in other relationships and other people. So it's important for you to understand that while you can be a vessel for other people's emotions, you may carry them from time to time, you may absorb other people's styles and mannerisms, you also need to remember who you are at your core. So there needs to be this difference between I absorb certain behaviors, I know I do that from time to time, but at my core, I am this individual. I know who I am. This has been the kind of work I had to do in my life very strongly because I am Neptunian, and as a Neptunian, oh my God, I absorb so much from my environment to the point where I sometimes blend in with it and I forget who I am. So it's important to snap out of it and remember, hey, you are this kind of individual, okay? And it's important to keep expressing your opinions, to keep paying attention to your behaviors, and to enjoy life as well, right? The sun is all about living from the heart, romanticizing certain things about you and your history. And final card that I have here, I'm sorry this reading is so long, but I have so much to tell you. We see here, you can radically change your results by shifting your beliefs. What belief is limiting you? Okay, so you have certain received beliefs from, I'm feeling like the family, the media, the culture into which you were born, and they are hindering the path towards you allowing yourself to be who you really are. Maybe you live in a very strong political system. Maybe you live in a part of the world where there is a conflict right now and the idea of a national identity is changing by the minute. You don't know what to believe anymore. You're a little bit overwhelmed and you are seeing the injustices that are happening around you and you're finding them very hard to stomach. I feel at the same time that if you are having certain belly issues related to you needing to be in the court to either testify against somebody or defend someone, or you are going through a legal procedure like a divorce, a separation, some sort of inheritance issues, I feel like you are going to be given the justice that is required, right? People will listen to you. As long as you have logical arguments, things are going to be okay. You don't have to be worried. But you have to make the decision to truly tell the world who you really are. Stop lying to yourself and try not to lie to other people as well. And understand that if you absorb the energy of other people, I feel like it's okay because, you know, you can always make a decision and change the situation. You can always catch yourself in the act of becoming like somebody else or absorbing other people's ideas and beliefs and then tell yourself, wait, hang on a minute, correcting the course. No, this is not me. I'm sorry. I'm moving forward, right? So there are always changes, small tweaks, small things that you can correct, you know. Don't be so afraid of making these changes because there isn't such a thing as people observing you through an omniscient camera. I mean, only God observes you, and God is pure love and pure acceptance towards you. So I feel very strongly here that the issues that you've been having, especially with your stomach, especially with your blood, with your arteries, there could have been some artery inflammations, you could have had some problems with the flow of blood in your body, are stemming from a sense of injustice, a sense of fear of the unknown, and a lot of uncertainty related to how you are perceived by other people. Yeah, so this is all about I can't find my place in the world because I feel nobody accepts me. And it is not a belief that is helping you. You can make the decision, to change this belief and continue to express who you are. And if you struggle to express who you are, you can always turn to the divine, become a vessel for the divine's channeled messages, and be a voice for other people, inspire others to express themselves. You could be having right now, you may be a Sun in Aries conjunct Chiron in Aries, and you find it more difficult to be yourself than to actually help other people. So with Chiron placed in any part of our charts, that shows that we are wounded in that part of the chart. And since Chiron is in Aries, collectively we are all wounded in our sense of identity, creativity, and courage. So we can inspire other people to be these things, but it will be harder for us to manifest them in our lives because we have to go through this deep pain first in order to be able to manifest our full-blown identity. So on this message, I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you so much for listening. I really hope you have enjoyed it. I wish you perfect health, peace, happiness, and feel free to tune back in next time. I have lots more interesting pick-a-cards readings coming your way. Ciao! Hi group 2, welcome to your tarot reading. So this is for those of you that were drawn to the peppermint. I feel very strongly that you are a person that is trying to push away some negative energies in this period. Peppermint can be used around the household to deter insects and also mice. I feel also called to read you the deeper message from my from my kit. So we have here, peppermint is a magical herb which can be used for protection, healing, luck, and love, among other things. Use mint to call prosperity into your life. Carry a mint leaf in your wallet to prevent money flowing out and to allow abundance to flow in. So you could be very worried about your finances in this period. I also see that peppermint pertains to the throat chakra, the zodiac sign Taurus, and the element of air. You may have received some bad news related to your finances. You are trying to budget, you're trying to save up. Material issues are top in your concerns at the moment, and they have been causing you some ruckus. They have been making you feel really stressed out, and this could be manifesting at the moment in your body in some sort of symptoms. First of all, I'm getting so I have to say that in between your reading and group 1's reading, I had to take a pill because I had such a bad headache, you know, like over here, like my temples. And also I'm getting like a sore neck, very strongly this energy of headaches and sore neck. So you're holding on very tightly to something, you want to see the completion of something, and it's dragging its feet, and this is causing a lot of stress in your body. Okay, let's see what the body tarot has to say for you, group 1, my peppermint lovers. Peppermint tea is also really good if you are encountering, you know, if you are having bouts of diarrhea. I had to say it. It helps you be a little bit, you know, tighten the stuff in your bowels. Trying to think of casual ways of discussing this in an elegant manner. But some things are just not meant to be elegant, you know. We are humans, we excrete. That's just plain and simple facts. Okay, so we have here Ace of Fire talking about direct energy. Ace of Fire, keyword is inspiration. We have Two of Fire, dominance. Oh, you're arm wrestling somebody. You're having a power struggle with somebody, and this is really affecting you. We have the Nine of Earth, yeah, because you're working towards the achievement of a really important financial goal, freedom. You're trying to become financially independent, and it could be that you have to struggle to defend this independence in front of relatives, in front of a lover that you're trying to separate from. Yeah, you're in the process of proving yourself, yeah, and it's not an easy process. It's not easy. You may have recently gotten a very good job, one that pays you a good income, but maybe you're struggling with your coworkers. Maybe there are people that are envious of you, and they are trying to bring you down through these like small, annoying, irritating tactics. Yeah, there could be groups hazing of you. It could be a boss's gaslighting. It could be a lover's envy of the fact that you're making money or you're making more money than them. Or it may be a parent that feels threatened by the fact that you're going to get enough money to move out, to make decisions that will get you out of their control and dominance. We have here the liver. Wow, okay, so this is the energy processing plant of our body. The Hanged Man, sacrifice. The liver is also, in this energy of the Hanged Man, is also the energy of Neptune. So you have to be careful with drinking, okay? Drinking can be taking a toll on your body. I am speaking here about drinking hydrating liquids, but also non-hydrating liquids, yeah? Those kind of things that are made from processed fruits and herbs. I think you know what I mean. So those liquors are affecting your health at the moment. And they are not only affecting your health, they are affecting your relationships, your energy level, and they are also affecting you being able to rest sufficiently. So if you have been making a habit out of coming home and drinking maybe some scotch or whiskey or something right before going to bed because you had a really stressful day, it's not something that is working for you anymore. The small warmth that you may get from that tiny bout of liquor is actually interfering with your sleep, and it's negatively affecting your liver, because we're dealing here with a buildup. It's a buildup of a certain toxic habit. I also feel here that if you've been eating very rich foods, your liver is becoming quite fatty, and it's harder for it to process, to continue to do its normal functions. So be mindful of that as well. As you guys know, any excess is not really good for the body. I'm not judging anyone here, but I just feel the need to say what I see in the messages. So you have to let go of a certain bad behavior that has been affecting your liver, because your liver will fight back in states of putting you in decreased energy, making your skin turn yellow and your eyes as well. You have to be very mindful, okay? You're playing here with fire, as I can see. And you need all of this energy, because at the moment I see that divine is making it roll with money. Yeah, it's like casino style, 777. You know, I feel like you are in a period in which you can really prove yourself professionally. You need your energy. You need to be disciplined in this period, and you need to rescue your liver from whatever situation you've been keeping it trapped into. The Hanged Man is the card in the tarot that shows a prisoner. Yeah, so the prisoner to your own toxic behaviors that is currently affecting the energy center of your body, your liver. So make friends again with your liver by truly having confidence and knowing that you can succeed at whatever financial endeavor you are working towards. And let go of these people. I feel like these people are also drawn towards you because they see that on some level a toxic trait of yours is making you weak. So if you just sacrifice this toxic trait that is also hurting your body, but it's also attracting these negative individuals towards you, then you solve two problems with one go. One decision can help you solve two problems that have been interfering with your capacity to be wealthy and prosperous, to save up money, and to feel really good in your body. Because the Nine of Earth is this card of I love my body, you know, no matter what shape and size and skin color and whatever. Nine of Earth is about, I feel like my body is the Garden of Eden, yeah? We have here as well, Eight of Wood, and this is the energy of feeling trapped. Yeah, so it could be that you may be feeling at the moment that no matter what I do, I'm like a hamster on a wheel, and I work and I put effort and I don't see the results. I don't see the rewards. And the reason for this is that you are self-sabotaging. You've got a toxic behavior here, whether it's smoking or drinking. I see here drinking heavily emphasized. or whether it is eating very rich foods that are weighing your body down, this toxic habit has to stop, because you're a person of phenomenal potential. You can have a very wealthy, successful, happy, prosperous life, but you are just creating these moments of conflict because on some level you are drawn to playing with fire. You are drawn to taking unnecessary risks. You may actually self-sabotage yourself just when the going gets good, because on some level you may feel like you don't deserve the wealth and the prestige and the prosperity and the compliments that you yearn for with all your heart. So I do feel that you are trying to escape from certain circumstances in your life that make you feel trapped, and I'm getting a very strong pain right now in the right side of my body, in the lower back. So that's the masculine side. Yeah, you feel like your capacity to act, your capacity to manipulate your environment, to control your environment is blocked. There are people that are messing with you, yeah, creating small dramas here and there, just to take you out of this very calm and peaceful and prosperous mindset. But you need to understand that you are not trapped. Nobody has trapped you, unless they have generally kidnapped you and throw you in a van or someplace. God forbid this would ever happen to any of you guys. But sorry, I've been watching a lot of Hannah the Horrible lately. I really love her astute commentary and research. She's a Gemini as well, by the way. So maybe you guys are Gemini, because we had the element of air at the beginning. We also had Taurus. But I'm here to let you know that being trapped at the moment is just a mindset. You are not trapped. You feel like you're trapped by circumstances because you don't have the vast sums of money that you imagine you need to have in order to escape. But there is always a solution. You can do a lot more within the limits in which you find yourself if you just, first of all, take care of yourself and stop self-sabotaging with toxic behaviors. And second of all, if you just open up your mind to ideas, because you know, you can go down so many routes for any event in life. There are a fantastical number of options and routes and decisions and things that we can go down for, right? It's basically, in some way, the theory of the multiverse, right? That every decision you could have taken related to a certain event in your life opens up a new plane of existence in which you are actually living out the decision that you have let go of. The choice you have let go of when you made the decision. Okay, coming back to your oracle cards. Okay, so we have here the Reliance, a flaming tree. We have here the Spirit of Earth. Have faith, you are supported. And things are just about to wrap up for you. Something you've been working so intensely on is going to bear fruit. But try not to burn it to the ground right before it happens. Yeah, don't give up on something. You want to give up on something, don't give up on it. Okay, we have here the cardinal sign energy. So we have Aries, Capricorn, Libra, and Cancer. Instigation, bravery, and a pioneering spirit. Go forward, traveler. Okay, there was that movie with Bette Davis, Forward Voyager, right? I think it was called. The story was so sad and kind of pathetic, to be honest, but yeah. Coming back, Bette Davis was actually born with the sun in Aries. I will actually interpret her birth chart in my series Vintage Hollywood on my third channel, The Spiritual Cosmos. So you see here this light. You don't have to actually become a forest fire and burn down the whole house. You can be a light in the dark. You can be like a small flame. You don't need to react so heavily to other people that are taunting you. I also see here, yeah, exactly. So the collective field is impacting you. Unseen forces are in action. How can you relinquish control of the situation that feels blocked? Oh my God, I couldn't have better summarized this whole reading, yeah? So you're experiencing pains in the body, a stiff neck, headaches, because you're trying to control something that feels blocked. It's like you came across a limit and you're like, pushing against it and pushing against it and trying to like dismantle it, and you're like hitting your head on this wall, and it's like, it's not working. What can I do to push it forward? Have you ever considered that the block could be released by itself if you just let go and just meditate on it for a while? Sometimes limits, obstacles, and blocks appear in our life so we can slow down and observe. We don't have to push against them. We don't have to fight them. We don't have to like impale them. All we need to do is just notice the limit, acknowledge that, okay, I'm frustrated in my desire to achieve something. Why is that? Could it be that it's not good for me? Maybe it's not time. Maybe I need another person on the other side of the obstacle to work with me so we can unblock it. Just this process that I described here is sufficient for the block to begin to be dismantled. So you are right now at the mercy of certain powerful energies that have nothing to do with you. You are in the midst of it, of course, and it's affecting you, but there are collective forces that you are part of. And for some reason, maybe some of you have something on the left side of your face near your lips. Maybe you have a canker sore or something. It could be due to dehydration, so make sure that you hydrate yourself. Some of you could have a pimple here that's been really irritating you. Stop picking it, put some cream on it and allow it to heal, okay? But it's really important for you to find ways in which you can relax into the uncomfortable energy. I know it sounds really weird, but how else should I put it? If you can't rely on anybody else, rely on yourself, rely on your ideas. Take a step back from what is being prohibited from you attaining it at the moment, and focus on a hobby. Focus on putting your energy in something else that you could do, that you could work on, that you could develop. Like, for example, if you are applying for jobs at the moment and it's just nobody's replying, it's all silent and still, focus on taking care of your body. Read a book, go to the gym, take walks, visit friends, visit family, cook for yourself, cook for other people, donate stuff, go to a charity store, go to a shelter. You know, you can do so much, so much, like literally. There's a whole list of activities, but I don't want to bore you with these things. It's just that, and you know, you can always just rest, sleep, you know, relax. Because there are periods in our lives when we need to go through the slowdown in order to build up strength for the uphill battle, yeah? And I feel like on this note, here is where I want to end your reading. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that whatever blocks you are encountering in your life will dissolve naturally without effort by themselves, and that your body is going to be blessed with health and happiness and a relatively good level of balance, I would say. So on this note, bye. Hi group 3, welcome to your reading. So this is for those of you that were drawn to hyssop. This specific herb, I have to admit, it is a mystery to me too. I'm not very familiar with it. The previous two ones I've been using, but this one, it's a little bit mysterious. So I have here the little guide of the herbs. It says here that hyssop was always believed to carry powerful cleansing properties and was used by witches in cleansing and sealing rituals. Witches sprinkle hyssop around doorsteps to seal their houses from evil spirits or to end a series of unfortunate events. Its power is even mentioned in the Bible. Okay, so this is a herb that will help you stimulate your third eye chakra. It is pertaining to the astrological signs of Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and Leo. The gang is represented here, a lot of star signs, and it represents the element of fire. So I can imagine mixing a couple of hyssop leaves together with some salt and drawing a fine line at the doorstep of your household or at the frames of your windows in order to protect them from, you know, welcoming evil energies, especially if you live in an environment that is not so, let's just say, of high quality. it is good to do this kind of practices. So I see here boundary setting. Already the first intuitive hit I'm getting is that you are in the process of drawing some really important boundaries with the people in your life, and this could be creating certain energetic imbalances in your body. You may be feeling ashamed or guilty for needing to draw these boundaries. Most of the time, boundary work comes with a lot of these negative feelings, especially if it was ingrained in your mind that you need to be open and allow everybody to just do everything to you. That's not really the case. That's not how you build self-respect in life. Sometimes you have to say no. Sometimes you have to push people away, you know. You are allowed to change your mind, and you are allowed to just reject. Yeah. I know that rejection is oftentimes perceived by others in a very childish manner. It is hurtful. I have been rejected many times in my life, both professionally and romantically. And other times I was accepted and it was wonderful. And in other times I just was told, nah. So it did hurt me on the spot. But then, you know, I went to sleep, I woke up the next day and I was like, okay, moving forward, you know. Of course, I'm just simplifying it. Some rejections are harder to process than others. But it is something that you can work on. And I'm grabbing my hair. It is something that you can work on, and you can definitely learn how to do it in a way in which is protecting you emotionally from deep disappointments. And it is also part of this process of becoming a very resilient human being. Yeah, you can snap back out of really difficult events very quickly, yeah, so that you don't waste your energy and your mana. Okay, all this being said, I have here oracle cards, but let's jump into the body tarot and find out what is your body trying to tell you. So some of you could be active members of the coven if this is your herb. I'm really happy that you're here. So we have here 9 of Wood. Oh, worry. Okay. You could be having moon square Mercury aspect in your chart, and this makes a person worry over infinitesimal things. I have that in my chart. I lived constantly in fear all of my life, but paradoxically that fear helped me have more courage than other people who would not have felt this fear, right? Because sometimes fear, doubt, worry can push us into doing some really marvelous things. I know, it's like we act out the opposite of what we're feeling. So I see here you've been worrying a lot. You've been worrying especially related to material aspects. There is a problem here with it's not only material prospects. You feel blocked in your growth, in your capacity to learn something or expand or attract more people towards you. Some of you have your own businesses, or you have a lot of really good creative ideas, and if they worked in the past, they are no longer working. And you're like, what's going on? You know, I don't understand. I used to attract a lot of people. I used to work with clients. I used to give a lot of good advice. People would come to me for advice. And now it's like radio silence. And this is causing you to worry, and it's causing you to have weird symptoms in your body. Okay, we have our first major arcana, the gallbladder. And this is related to the devil, and this is about enslavement. I'm hearing somebody saying it's like, I'm a slave to the wage. Some of you feel trapped in your 9 to 5. You feel that no matter how much work you do and how much effort you put into your work, the rewards are very little. You could be feeling like you're making money, and money comes in one day of the month and it goes out the next day. And then you are left to work. Some of you feel like you're working like a slave for a wage that is not helping you thrive. But you know, the issue with the devil card is that the devil keeps the lovers chained. But if they work together, they can liberate one another. They can always like take off the thing that is suffocating them, and they can really cut themselves out of bondage. The idea that you are helpless, the idea that you are meant to do this kind of work, is something that has been passed down on your generational line from an ancestor or two. I feel like you come from a family of hard workers. I feel like this idea of hard work was instilled in your mind from a very young age, and you went specifically in life, you made decisions which were partially conscious. You had your reasons at the moment, but no, at the time, not at the moment. You had your reasons at the time and you thought they were logical reasons, but they were influenced by unconscious family beliefs. It's like, I am only worth this much, or I can only do this job. Who's gonna take me there? I can't be seen with those fancy people or fancy folks. So you were limiting yourself, you were blocking your growth, and now you are in a situation that has you locked in to a niche, and you're wondering, why am I not growing? So what you could do, I'm not saying this to judge you, it's just to help you become aware of what's going on, because when we become aware, we get power. What you can do is trace back. What made you first decide to be in this job? Was it just something that you told yourself it's only gonna be temporary, and it ended up being a 5-year commitment that you can't get out of? Is it because you are spending all your money in a fury as soon as you get it, instead of saving a little bit of it, or instead of deciding, I don't need all those things I feel like I need to buy? Are you spending your income as soon as you get it in order to kind of get back at the boredom or the enslavement, the entrapment that you feel you are caught within? Because I feel that for some of you, having a more resourceful approach to your income, saving most of it, is actually going to get you out of this problem. Because you could be feeling like, I need this job, there aren't any jobs opened in my field, but I don't earn enough. How about you end up, instead of spending that income on things that you may not need, I'm not talking here about spending it on rent and bills and food, right? But maybe you could be buying furniture, or maybe you could be just buying a lot of makeup because you feel that makeup makes you happy and it takes you out of the boredom of your life. And that could be true on some level, but how much makeup is enough, right? I mean, like, seeing that some of the resources you're making should also be put there in the bank for a rainy day, because if you keep having this feeling that you're suffocating under the demands of your job and you're not doing anything about it, it will only get worse. And you will only get into this loop of consumption, dissipation of your wealth, and then striving for your wealth again, and then losing it again, and so on and so forth. So something there has to change, either quitting this job and applying for a job that pays you better, or learning how to save up most of your income rather than spend it on frivolities. Saving it up, because in time you will have a nice little sum which will allow you to either spend some time working from home, or taking a step back and focusing on your hobbies, not needing to work for a couple of months because you have money saved up. So I highly recommend that you take initiative in this area of life, because you are not a victim, but you see yourself as one, much like your mother and your father before you, and their mother and their father before you saw themselves too, like victims. And then if you looked around the house was packed, jam-packed with things that they didn't need, but that they were obsessively buying in order to fulfill their existence. So there is something here with overconsumption. Yeah. The humor is imbalanced. The gallbladder. Now, I also see that you got the card that appeared for group 1, the stomach. So we see here justice and fairness. You feel like you're being treated this is interesting, because I wanted to say you feel like you're not being treated justly, but then I corrected myself because it's upright. So no, the card appeared as it should have appeared. In some way, you feel like, even though you don't like where you find yourself, you feel like it's karma. You're punishing yourself for something that you did in the past. You made a bad decision, and instead of finding ways of forgiving yourself and changing your circumstances by making good decisions in the present, you keep being dragged back into the past, to that moment when you made a decision that was seen by others or by yourself as shameful. Some of you got pregnant when you were very young, right? So you were maybe a teen parent, or you got somebody pregnant when you were really young. So you were a teen parent, and there's a lot of shame that comes with this issue of being a teen parent, when in reality there's nothing wrong. I mean, yeah, sometimes people make mistakes, but out of that mistake a child came out, right? So you have been blessed with a baby, and I feel like seeing the situation with fresh eyes is going to help you let go of the shame, the guilt, the negativity attached to what you did in the past. We often have to give birth to babies or have to impregnate somebody quite early on, because having a child so early in our life is part of our karma, is part of the process of us learning how to be a certain individual, how to go through certain lessons. A lot of us incarnated in this way, and I know that society sees this as stigma, but on a spiritual level, there's nothing wrong, boo. You just created life, you know, which is phenomenal. Not that many people can, you know, not that many people will have the opportunity in this lifetime to do so. Yeah, so I feel that the way you think about things needs to change, because you are keeping yourself in a state of mental imprisonment. You are your own worst torturer. And the mindset that you have is creating all of these pains, and I feel like sometimes sharp nerve pain is also happening in your body, and your stomach is like contracting a lot of the times, you know, and it's making it hard to digest food. Yeah, just a second, let me look at the other card. Just got a message out of left field. So we have the 7 of fire, fight. Oh my god, oh my gosh. Okay, so the tarot is really bringing it home today. I feel that in certain cases, if you are worried about a specific outcome, you need to find the courage to fight for your seat at the table. Because you feel that you are enslaved or trapped, you feel like if you fight against somebody that has been unjust to you, then the odds are stacked against you. You will never win. The powerful person always wins. But I feel like you will gain a lot in terms of self-respect, and you will learn a lot about justice if you actually begin to take some legal steps, that's what I'm hearing, towards the people that are trying to keep you trapped, to block you, to take from you, to steal from you. So the 7 of fire here, it reminds me of the 7 of wands card in the tarot. It's the equivalent of that. So it's about a person holding a bat against all the other 6 bats turned against it, and it's saying, you will not pass, I will fight till the death, this shall not happen, you know, I am determined, I'm perseverant, and even though I am standing with my foot at the edge of a cliff, and I know it's just 1 of me against 6 of you, I will win. So you need to have that firm conviction that you are okay, that you are right, that you're fighting the good cause, for the good cause. But that's not going to happen, and you will not win battles in life if you keep thinking you're the bad person, that there's something wrong with you, that you're a slave, that... Yeah, I feel like low self-esteem in combination with a bit of a self-hatred kind of vibe, that's what I'm picking up, is blocking you from fighting for your rights. And unfortunately, part of your karma in this lifetime is fighting for your rights. That's how you will get towards where you need to be. That's how you will also dispel the worries that you have. Let's see what the oracle cards have to say. Inner child healing. We see the balloons. I think you'll benefit immensely by listening to my previous reading, Inner Child Healing Work. I also have another video. I made it 2 years ago. I have 2 videos of mother and father healing as well. They may help you. So we see here emotions, number 7. We see here you are an emotional creature. Fertilize that great power. Yeah, it's a lot of you are blocking yourself from feeling things. You're a lot of the times in your mind, and by not paying attention, by not honoring your emotions, other people are not honoring them either. And most of the time, your greatest fears are being set in motion by the fact that you're not allowing yourself to feel positive things as well as negative ones. We see here air. So this is the element of Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. We see open-mindedness, objectivity, and learning. Open yourself up to learning. See whatever legal proceedings, whatever fights. I'm not saying that you should go on the streets and punch somebody, but whatever situation where you have an adversary coming at you with something unjust, and you know that that what you're doing is not wrong, and yet this person keeps harassing you with their behavior, well, then you need to take this to court. You need to find a way to retaliate in a planned, in a measured, in a logical way, but you need to do that. Logic is really emphasized here. Logic and communication, the gathering of facts. Collect data, collect information, hold on to images, emails, reports, text messages, anything that could help you build a case against somebody that could want to secretly undermine you or secretly attack you or undervalue, underpay you, disrespect you. You have to see it as, I'm doing something different in my life. I'm learning how to do this. I'm learning how to stand up for myself. I'm learning the legal bindings or the legal proceedings regarding this specific situation. We also see here, it's all in divine order. Allow. How can you relax into the flow and go with the current of life? And much like I told the other piles, it's super important that once you have reached the point where you feel, today I have done as much as I could related to this issue that has been worrying me, that has been plaguing me, yeah? I've done as much as I could. Part of my fighting back moment has been accomplished. Well, now I need to find a way to take care of my emotions, because I am an emotional being. I need to be mindful of my feelings and relax and allow them to show me the way. Allow other people to contribute towards the development of the situation. You are also advised to spend more time indulging in hobbies, not necessarily really expensive ones. I'm not sure exactly what hobbies you guys have, but do something that makes your child happy, your inner child happy. We often forget to have fun. As adults, we get so bogged down in the rat race, and making money and impressing everybody and just producing all the time and being there for the people that we are responsible for. But if you have a child, especially, play more with your child. Get a pet, play with your pet as well. You can do a lot of fun, entertaining, exciting things without needing to pay money necessarily, yeah? So think of ways in which you could continue with the goal of saving up so that you can walk out of a period of financial enslavement, and also do something fun from time to time to get your mind away from all the drama, all the arguments, all the worries, yeah? All the worries. So this is, my friend, what has been affecting your body. I also feel you should do a checkup on your gallbladder, and yeah, be very mindful of your stomach. You don't want to run the risk of developing stomach problems. Irritable bowel syndrome is very hard to handle, and probably the worst form of cancer is stomach cancer. It is indeed one of the most painful forms of cancer, so be mindful of that. Just be aware. I don't want to scare you or worry you more, because I can see you're a person that worries, but allow your worries to be ways in which you find protection. You find, it's kind of like you worry But there's no point in worrying if you don't take action to protect yourself. So transform your worries into small little glimmers that tell you you need more protection here. And then go and take the action to quiet down your worry. Does that make sense? It's useless to worry and do nothing. You're only going to amplify that worry. So take action. Whenever you feel that you're worried about something, take action and figure out a fun and creative way to soothe yourself, to comfort yourself. Your stomach and your gallbladder are only going to be happier because of this. Yeah? Remember, find ways to lean a bit backwards. Okay. On this note, group 3, thank you so much for listening. I hope the message made sense. I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Take care. Bye. Hi group 4, welcome to your pick a card reading. By the time I reached your reading, my hair is almost completely dry. It's also because it's incredibly hot outside. So we see here the sage. This is for those of you who are drawn to one of the most famous herbs in the witchy community. I'm sure that it needs no introduction. Nonetheless, because I have read the witchy kit guide for all the other piles, I'm going to do it for you as well. So sage is a powerful magical herb which has been used for hundreds of years as a cleansing and purifying herb. Its magical energies make it a great choice for protection spells, and it's also powerful when used in money and abundance smells. Money and abundance smells, yeah? Burn some sage. There are many different types of sage out there. I prefer white sage, so feel free to burn some of it in case you're struggling with your abundance in this period. And keep in mind that abundance is seen here in the grander meaning of this word. It's not only having money in the bank. This is also about being able to give and to receive freely, being blessed with really good, kind, positive people in your life, which to me, that is spiritual gold. If you have such people in your life, please honor them, cherish them, tell them how much you love them, give them gifts, because they are a boon from the divine. Now, sage is also, I would say, not only cleansing, but it has this already medicinal healing properties. Like whenever I burn sage, in spite of the fact that there is smoke in the atmosphere, I end up breathing better. So it's kind of like fresh breath, feeling like your avenue is opening up. You are encountering a situation in which you find yourself breathing better. There is more oxygen, yeah? Okay, all this being said, I have here the body tarot, and I'm going to be live shuffling some cards from it. Let's find out. Let's continue to diagnose the issue and find out what is going on with your body. Okay, the deck split. Oh, some of you have some issues with a body part that may need to be okay, I'm just going to say it because that's what I hear. Amputated, or you're worried that a part of your body may need to be amputated. Some of you have had something removed and you're experiencing these phantom energies. Like for example, my dad had his big toe amputated and he still feels it. He still feels like his body is extended in that region, because there is such a thing as the physical body, and then there is the energetic body, the etheric body. Rudolf Steiner describes all of the many different layers that the body in its existence here on this human plane can take. Okay, now let's see. I got distracted a little bit by that intuitive message. Yeah, so we have here the 6 of water in a sense. Then we have the large intestine. My God, this has been the culprit in my life as well. If you see this little dot, don't worry, it is just my candle, which I have sitting opposite from this card, reflected in it. So fear, the moon. We also see here, wow, the eyes, chariot, success. And we also have here the 6 of wood, freshness. You got 2 6s, 6, 6, Venus energy, abundance, pleasure. Okay, I'm getting a couple of messages. Some of you have been overindulging in sweets, in things that, for example, sugary drinks, cocktails, and your large intestine is finding it very difficult to process this. Some of you could be having physical symptoms because you need to go and get this checked, but you may be having some sort of a virus or some sort of like a worm that is affecting how you process and digest food. You know, sometimes we get that from rotten food or just from food that is not prepared properly. We get these kind of weird, I wouldn't call them vermin, it's more like tiny worms inside of the intestine, and you just need to go through a cure of antibiotics in order to get rid of them. I also feel that so sorry about the graphic nature of these messages, but we are talking about the human body and it can get quite pragmatic and graphic. I also feel that here with freshness, innocence, and fear, you are beginning something new in your life. It could be a new relationship, a new job, you relocated to a new apartment, or you're in a completely new country and you are doing well, but you are constantly having to face your fears. Maybe your first conversation in a different language, right? That can be really mortifying. An experience to have, but once you do it and you face that fear and you practice, you will see how wonderful it feels to go out into the environment that feels very different from you and to be able to speak the language. I felt the same in my first months when I was in Germany. I couldn't speak a word of German. I signed myself up for a German speaking course and I would just practice, you know, like I was very grateful to the people in the region in which I was, because they were constantly saying, no English, you're in Germany, you speak German now. And I hated that. I felt always like a twinge of cringe in my heart. I was like, no, don't make me speak the language. But I am so grateful. With the benefit of hindsight, my German is so good because of the fact that those people pushed me into speaking it and practicing it live with them. And it was mortifying and I was going through all of the anxious flows. But the more you practice it, the more confidence you get. And then at some point I was just like, I didn't even think at the fact that I was switching from English to German and so on and so forth. So learning a difficult language requires you to come into contact with difficult situations, and the more you practice them, the more you overcome them, the more your confidence is soaring and the better you feel. You know, you feel like, wow, I'm so smart. I can do this, I got this, you know? So overcoming fears, you could be surrounded by fears at the moment, but they are pushing you to grow. It's a state of uncomfortable growth. It's not gonna feel good. But if you can tolerate the ambiguity of the moment, the anxiety of the fear-producing factor, by overcoming it, you will be able to master it, yeah? And as I said in the example with me trying to learn German, and I did it in 1 year, going to classes, of course, plus the experiences of living in the country and speaking to people like in everyday situations. But it was possible, you know, in 1 year just to do it. So if I could do it, anybody can do it. And I feel that just by this example, you can overcome whatever fear, have difficult conversations with whatever kind of people, and you will be able to master that situation. And you will see that the more fears you are going to face, the more your intestine is going to go into the state of flow, and it will start eliminating whatever matter it is holding on to, whatever tiny worms or whatever unprocessed, undigested food it's been holding on to, whatever bubbles of air that haven't passed properly through the intestine that are stuck there in your body. All of these things are gonna gradually reach the exhaust pipe of the body, so to say. I also see here with the eyes, please stop rubbing your eyes. A lot of you are doing this, and actually putting your finger in the eye, it is one of the best ways to get a virus, to get an infection, yeah? It is even faster transmitted in this manner than if you put your finger in the mouth or in any other area. The eye is so sensitive, and by rubbing it, I know that you may feel tired. I know that maybe it's summertime and sweat gets in your eyebrows or around your face and you're trying to wipe it away. Find a more delicate way of treating your eye, because I feel that you run the risk of getting sick or getting an infection or a virus, or you already got one and it was transmitted through the eye. Okay, some particles entered your eye, you rubbed, you put your finger in the eye, and yeah, that's basically how it got there. Look, if we put it like this, you can actually see this red iris. Sorry, just being playful a little bit. This new beginning that you are embarking upon, or you're already on the course of practicing it, is actually a blessed one, and you should feel incredibly exhilarated for it. Even though you don't know a lot of things, even though you're plagued by fear, you could be far away from home. The moon here shows concerns related to home, concerns related to your body changing because of a pregnancy. So some of you may have recently found out you're pregnant, and instead of feeling exhilaration, you're feeling fear, or a combination of happiness and dread. It's completely normal. It's natural to feel in this way. I've never been pregnant myself, but I saw from some of my friends that were pregnant that it's completely normal to go through these mixed feelings, okay? And your body was designed for it. You can sustain such a difficult and also beautiful experience in a person's life. It's a transformative one, and thank God for the wonder and magic of modern medicine, because you have the highest risk of surviving, you and your baby being safe and sound in this day and age than you would have had in any other time on earth during any incarnation. So don't worry, it's all going to be okay. I feel like you just need to hear these words at the moment. Another problem that I see here is that there is some sort of irritation in the eye due to the fact that you haven't been blinking a lot. You could be spending too much time looking into computer screens, looking into television screens. Maybe it's part of your job as well. You know, a lot of us have to look into computer screens for work, right? And we end up staying 8 hours plugged in. And I feel like you need to get some hydrating drops for your eyes. They sell them most pharmacies in the world without prescription, most of them, and just, you know, from time to time replenish the water in your eye. Some of you have been going through extreme periods of dehydration. You may have forgotten to drink water. You think you're drinking water, but it's not enough. Keep drinking water. This is your message. Sorry, I'm not advertising for them, but this is your message to drink your water. Stick with your bottle of water and drink from it as often as you can. This will not only help hydrate your eyes, but it will also help push whatever remnant food or undigested material remains in your large intestine, and it's causing you that feeling of discomfort, you know, and like pain and itch and irritation that you may be having throughout the day. I do feel that there will be a beautiful outcome. Whatever it is that you're worried about, the outcome is going to be better than expected. So you have nothing to worry about. I'm just checking the keywords here again. Freshness, innocence. Yeah, success. Yeah, exactly. I thought I saw it. Success. You are going to have success. The moon and the chariot, these are also very Cancerian energies. The moon is also interpreted as Piscean energy. Let me see your oracle cards. How do they nuance this reading? So we have here spiritual consciousness, the key and the lock. And we see there the owl. We also have here the bison totem, number 13, and we see life is showering you with its abundance. Oh ho ho, get ready to receive, okay? Make space because Santa Claus is coming to town. We see here as well Mercury. Think, learn, network, and communicate. Some of you, I just got a message for those of you who are genuinely in the process of conceiving a child, or you heard news that you're pregnant. You may be wonderfully surprised to hear that you have twins, yeah? A small majority of you. This is a general reading, yeah? So we see here Mercury. Think, learn, network, and communicate. I already said that, sorry, but I felt the need to repeat it because I was hijacked by the other message. And we have here express yourself creatively, start something new. Okay, what creative pursuit do you feel drawn towards? So others of you have been sitting on a fence about doing something that you would enjoy doing, but you don't know what to do. Repetition is the mother of all learning. I feel like maybe your relatives, your parents have given you a choice between you need to do a sport, and you're like, yeah, okay, sure, I know, I agree, but what sport should I do? Or you need to find a hobby. Some of you are looking for some sort of after school activity or an elective course or something to do extra on top of the other things you are doing that is fun, that can give you some credits, that can help you on the path towards adding more skills to your CV. You just don't know exactly what to go for. And I think the best thing you could do is talk to your friends. Go on an online forum and ask people. Go into a chat group of yours, or ask your friends from school, ask your coworkers, hey, I want to take up a new hobby, but I just don't know what. With Gemini energy here, Mercury, also Virgo, I see here that you really benefit by asking other people for help. People will come up. They will spring up out of the woodwork to help you up with an idea, to help you out with an idea. There is a feeling here that you're trying to rush to do a little bit of everything to figure out what you like. It's not a good strategy to adopt, because I feel that if you just pause for a second and you allow your intuition, if you just ask yourself, like, what would I like to do right now? Okay, good. I'm gonna go and do that, It's much better. In a way, I know that the message may be a little bit confusing. Sorry, I think that this reading is a little bit derailed, but I have the feeling that it could be also because you guys are stopping it, or like you're doing something, because it's our energies meet when I'm creating these readings. So it could be that you're stopping or starting this reading, or you're pausing it, you're doing something else, you're watching another clip on top of the clip. Distributive attention I can appreciate, although I think it would really help, if we could just get into the flow together. So on one hand, I feel like you are being advised to practice your intuition by making decisions on your own, guided by not logic but your feelings. On the other hand, if you have to make logical decisions related to your schedule, related to your income or your work, you should ask for the advice of your group of friends. In this way, you're developing your intuition and your emotional intelligence by making certain decisions based on what you feel, and you are pairing them up with the logic and the logical advice that you get from the people in your environment. There is a very strong Gemini Pisces kind of energy, or Virgo Pisces energy here happening. Some of you even Sagittarius. So it's a lot of flexibility, a lot of adaptability, mutable signs, right? So they change their minds very often, or they go down one path and then they go back and then they switch direction. But here, this is the totem, this is your medicine. The animal spirit medicine is the one of the bison, ruler of a great expanse of land. The bison would not run away even when confronted with danger. This is a sign of steadfastness, a sign of stubbornness that is good for you. Pick something out of the great wealth of options that is out there and stick to that. Some of you could be overwhelmed with parenting advice, with types of mothers that you could be. If you resonated with this understanding that you are planning to have a child, you got pregnant recently, there is this baby fever going on inside of you, you could be overwhelmed with all the different types of parents that you could be, all the unsolicited parenting advice that exists out there in the media. Pick one that fits a lot with your inner convictions, yeah? And then have discussions about it with other people that are significant in your life. So it's about making an important decision with your gut, and this is why you need to have a clear, large intestine. And then refining that decision that you made with your gut by having conversations with other people that are opening up your eyes to other possibilities, to tweaks, to changes, right? Let's say you want to give birth and you are a little bit worried about that. You feel like intuitively you would like to give birth naturally. So that is this is the intuitive spiritual consciousness energy. You know that you have to give birth to this baby in a natural way. And then you could talk to all sorts of specialists, friends, relatives. What is the best way to give birth naturally? Should I do it in a tub of water? Should I do it standing up? Is it much better to do it the traditional way, in a hospital with my legs spread on the chair? What could be like the best option, right? Because there are options, and mothers in certain parts of the world, not in all, are being given this choice, right? So I don't know why, but I feel like I need to end this message here. Maybe you are busy. I feel some of you are hungry and you're just dying to go and eat. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. God bless with whatever decision you need to make, whatever new things you are starting in the spirit in your life. You've got this, boo. I believe in you. Thank you for listening, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Ciao.